Today, you'll hear from mental and physical health care professionals from Family and Children's Services right here in Oklahoma. We'll spend the next hour talking about the topics that are important to you. From anxiety and depression to vitality and wellness, you'll get the information you need about the issues that you face every day. Call us with your questions at 918-856-3873, and we'll answer them live, real time, right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and live streaming worldwide at KBOB 89. Welcome to the show. Today, you'll hear from mental and physical health care professionals from Family and Children's Services right here in Oklahoma. We'll spend the next hour talking about the topics that are important to you. From anxiety and depression to vitality and wellness, you'll get the information you need about the issues that you face every day. Call us with your questions at 918-856-3873, and we'll answer them live, real time, right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and live streaming worldwide at KBOB899.com. Now, let's welcome your host for the next hour.
Well, hello. I'm Teresa Williams. I'm with Family and Children's Services. I'm the clinical director of the Apache location in Tulsa. And I have the pleasure of introducing a very special guest and dear friend. We will be discussing Mind Matters, the mental health benefits of cycling. Yes, yes. And especially in the African American community, right? So, special guest Osborne Celestine. I got it right.
You
Yeah,
did.
I did. Okay.
very
Yes.
well.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Will be talking to us about, like I said, the benefits of cycling. But before we get started, Osborne, will you tell me a little about yourself? And I know there's a whole lot that you can tell me because I consider you the legend, and everyone you will find out why I consider him the legend. And so don't be so modest. Make sure you tell us all the things, Osborne.
All the things, okay.
As much as possible within this hour.
All right. So, what would you like to hear?
Tell us about your journey. Tell us about why I consider you the legend, if you don't mind sharing some of that, and just about your journey when it comes to cycling.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I started cycling in 2006. Just started riding with some friends and kind of got into it. I was a runner,
Okay.
like yourself.
Yes.
And when I started cycling, I was a runner, and I wore running shorts, tank top, helmet, and I said I never would get into all that spandex and all that kind of stuff. It took about 6 months.
It took 6
then
months.
I started kidding up, and I started riding more and running less. And when I had a knee injury, I kind of stopped running and just started cycling more. A big event for me was in 2021 when we did the 100th anniversary of the Black Wall Street massacre, BWS 100. I helped work that project.
Nice.
And really decided that I wanted to really get into cycling, and so that year after that event, we started the Major Taylor Cycling Club of Oklahoma.
Nice.
We got a state club with chapters in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Lawton, and I'm the director of the Tulsa chapter, which you are a member of.
Yes, I am.
And so something else in 2021 that was big. I had the opportunity to coach a cycling team, and so a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, man, you want to coach a team? So I got a mountain bike team for you." And I didn't even own a mountain bike, and I was like, "Mountain biking? I don't know anything about mountain biking." And I went through all this crazy gymnastics about being a coach, and it finally dawned on me: since I don't know anything about mountain biking, I couldn't be the coach. I was there for crowd control. So I decided, okay, it's a bike. So I went out and I became a mountain bike coach, and whatever the kids did, I did. I think I was 63 at the time. Yeah, I was 63.
Yeah.
Learning around my mountain bike for the first time. A successful day at practice was riding around the course and not falling off the bike. It took about a year before I could relax and really enjoy it. And the doors that opened was amazing. I met all these wonderful people, great friends. We started traveling to Arkansas to race over in Arkansas. It was just, it was something that was so far out of what I normally did. It expanded my area influence. And it also gave me the confidence when, you do something for the first time in 60, you're like, wow, okay, I'm still learning, I'm still having
Yes.
fun. And then after that, the first really big adventure was in 2024. I turned 66 and I wanted to ride on Route 66, and we rode to the 13 black towns. It was a 7-day ride, 650 miles with myself and Yakum Gillimet was one of Tulsa's, from Tulsa Art Fellowship. It was a great adventure. It was to promote the Black Towns of Oklahoma bicycle tour that we was going to do. And so that was a 650-mile, 7-day ride.
Wow.
A lot of fun. So the next year, last year, in 2025, a group of us rode from Black Wall Street here in Tulsa. We started OSU, went through Arch and Greenwood, and we rode from Black Wall Street to Wall Street, New York City. That was
Yes. And that's why you're
Yeah.
the legend.
that was
One of the
1,725
reasons.
miles.
My goodness.
We had it was a 35-day adventure. We had 4 days off. We did it with a group out of Detroit called the Black Leaders of Detroit. It was amazing adventure. We hung out with people that had been running nonprofits and been in cycling in the philanthropy world for a long time. So it was like a master class in leadership the whole trip. It's great. Had a great time. There was 2 people from Oklahoma, Linda Jackson out of Oklahoma City. She's also in our club, and myself, and everybody else was from Detroit. In fact, we're going to be releasing the documentary here in Tulsa. I think we have it scheduled for September the 12th. We actually shot a movie called Ride for Equity during that trip. So
Awesome.
look for that.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and then this year, the epic for this year, I rode with a group of City Cycles. We did Route 66 from the Kansas border to the Texas border across Oklahoma, a 4-day ride.
Wow.
And that was quite the experience. Had a lot of fun, made some new friends, and expanded
Yes.
my circumstances, and so that's how that kind of came to be. But you also have a pretty good cycling story. Your ride on Tulsa Tough.
Yes, yes, yes.
Would you like to tell people about that experience?
Well, thank you, Osborne. First of all, like yourself, I was a runner. I'd run at least 5 marathons. And yeah, pounding the pavement really hurts the knees over time, right? So they told me if I continue to run, then I would need a knee replacement. I was like, I don't have time for that. So what else can I do? And I was so sad. I mean, anyone who knows me, I know that I loved running. And so a friend of mine, she had a similar situation. She was also a runner and had knee issues as well. And she said, hey, Teresa, why don't you think about cycling? I'm like, can I still ride a bike? It's been over 20 years. But truthfully, it's really like riding a bike. I got on the bike and I was like, I love this. And so I think it's been about 4 years that I've been riding with Tulsa Tough Divas, St. Francis Tulsa Tough Divas, which I love. And then I later joined Major Taylor Cycling Club. I ride with you on Saturdays, which I love as well. And just recently, I was in the Tulsa Tough bike ride, 62 miles, which is my longest distance yet. Did not know that we would be riding in a monsoon. It was pouring down raining. The weather actually, it felt really good. It wasn't hot, all the elevation, and I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was a challenge, and it built my confidence is what it did. It really taught me that I can really do all things, and so I love cycling, and I have to admit, I love cycling more than running. I never thought I would say that, Osborne. Never thought I would say that.
So the morning of Tulsa Tough, I was going to ride Tulsa Tough that Saturday, but they were shorthanded, so I was working. I volunteered, and I knew you guys was gonna ride, and I was so proud of you guys because it was so easy to say it's raining, I'm not doing this, and to hear you guys say, "Hey, we're riding through the rain."
Yes.
You wrote your longest mileage ever.
Yes.
I was proud as a brand new papa. I was just so, it was just such a it was yeah, I was so proud of you guys because
you.
I knew that would open that door to say, "Hey, I can do this."
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you
It
do something
does.
big and
Absolutely.
you have a different level of confidence. Now you say, "Hey, I
Yes.
can do this." Yeah,
Yes,
no big
yes,
deal. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm when we're talking about cycling, Osborne, what comes to mind? Like, what are some of the benefits of cycling?
For me, you got the physical benefits of getting exercise and not wearing out your knees. The getting the proper setup so it's comfortable to cycle. When I was a kid, you just went and bought a bike, you hopped on it, and you rode.
Right.
Well, those days are, that's not going to work. When you get a bike, you have to make sure you have a bike that fits you. You have to make sure you have a saddle that fits you. And when you get all that to line up, you can ride your bike for a long time. It allows me, it's an escape. It reminds me of being a kid and you could get on your bike and you had transportation, you had freedom,
Yes.
and you get grown people on bikes and it's like a big group of kids
It
riding
is.
around. They're laughing, they're talking, they're
Yes.
having fun. But it's also benefiting them physically, mentally. It's getting them outside in the sun. A lot of us work in jobs where we work inside all day. We work at a desk all day. It gives us a chance to get out and get in the sun and let the wind blow in our face. We have the
Yes.
sun in our face and the wind in our hair, and we're just having a blast. You come back
Yes.
feeling so much better. Then you want to hang out and visit and
Yes.
talk and
Yes.
eat and talk
Yes.
about your experience.
Yes, for sure.
Cycling, it builds community. Well, running builds community. Cycling
Mm-hmm.
also builds community. But getting out and doing something physical, the body was made to work.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our illnesses and a lot of problems that we have is because physical work is not usually a part of our jobs anymore.
Right.
We do a lot of information technology. We sit in front of a desk, a computer, but we're not doing manual labor like we did in the early days.
Yes.
People used to farm, people used to do construction. A lot of those jobs are disappearing where you just sit in the office all day and the body was made to work. So the more you work it, the more it works for you. It's, as you see older people, they may retire and they stop physically doing things and they usually deteriorate.
Yeah.
But
true.
the people that continue to work and continue to be active, whether it be cycling, gardening, walking, whatever, they continue to do that for a long time.
Yes.
But if we stop, and this is something that happens to us, a lot of us played sports in high school and we were super active. Some of us may have played in college. And then when we got out of college, we may have done the nightclub thing, but when you're in a nightclub, back in the disco days when you're dancing and stuff, it was a lot of exercise. But when you stop doing that, then there's usually a gap. And we stop doing everything, so we still eat like we did
Right.
when
That
we
hasn't
were doing
changed.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So we put on weight.
Yes.
And we get high blood pressure. And some of us get on medications. And it's kind of a downward spiral. But just getting out, started running, started walking, getting a group that you look forward to meeting and engaging with, all of a sudden it adds so many more benefits to your life, mentally, physically.
Yes.
And when you all of a sudden you say, "Oh man, I feel so much better. I sleep better
Yes.
after you get good
Yes.
exercise." So it has so
Yes.
many additional benefits besides just the health benefits of riding and cycling and heart healthy and things of that nature.
For sure. Osborne, I love what you said about when you get on your bike, it's like a bunch of kids. And I often say that, like, I feel childlike on the bike, right? It's really tapping into like my inner child.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the many benefits. You talked about the community, building community. I love my friends that I ride with and I get to know people as I'm cycling. I'm constantly challenging myself to go faster or slower. It doesn't matter. I'm just out there on my bike, enjoying it. And so those are just some of the benefits. And sleeping better. Yes, I get great rest after a bike ride. Yes.
This when you're active, you sleep better, you feel better, everything works better.
Yes.
It's the body was made to work, and if we work it and feed it what it needs to keep itself healthy, we can look forward to a long and healthy, productive life. You know,
Yes.
it's when we don't feed our body and when we don't exercise, we set ourselves up for a painful struggle as we age. You know?
Absolutely. So when we think of mental health, right? And so how cycling taps into that. What's the connection there when you think of you're on your bike, you're feeling good. We already talked about good rest. What about your mental health?
So when you're on your bike, very seldom are you thinking about anything else.
Yes.
You know, you leave all the troubles with the job, you know, what the bills, whatever
Right.
you've been stressing on.
Yes.
You leave all that for that time that you're out riding with your friends and engaging, whether it be riding alone or engaging with your friends. All the stress that you have in your daily life, you leave on the sidelines and you go out and you enjoy yourself and you pick that up the next day.
Yes.
You know, so um, that break from reality, or changing
That is-
your
yeah.
reality
Yeah.
to something that's doing you some good and something positive. And that's the benefits I see, and just enjoyment. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Something that brings you
Yes.
joy.
I think of if someone was dealing with depression, sadness, when we're talking about community, you're not isolating and you're not by yourself. You are with others.
Right.
And so it changes that mental capacity as well. Like you're improving your mental health by cycling.
Cycling. Yeah. So just getting out, going to meet some other friends or meeting some new friends, it pulls you out of whatever you've been stressing on or whatever you've been inside your head dealing with. Now, you know, you're hearing about these people's stories, their issues, and it's a lighter load. Sometimes you might hear somebody going through something that, you know, that it makes you feel like you feel bad because my struggles was really nothing, you know, compared to what this person's been through.
Yes.
But getting you out, experiencing, taking you out of the moment of whatever crisis you may be in for a relaxing couple of hours, if you're cycling a couple of hours or an hour, whatever, however long time you're doing it, gives you a chance to reset and refresh.
Absolutely. And then also like chronic illnesses, like things like diabetes, hypertension. I'll share a personal story. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. I gained all this weight and I would just wake up in the middle of the night trying to catch my breath, right? Because I had just stopped being active. I stopped moving. And now sleep apnea is no longer. We were talking about sleep is improved. It has improved, and I didn't have to get the machine either to
Right,
help me with
right.
my sleep. So those are some of the benefits as well. Your physical health
Your physical
improves,
health.
and the chronic illnesses you can prevent those or reduce those illnesses.
So in North Tulsa, the people, if you live in North Tulsa, your average life expectancy is 8 years less than somebody who lives in South Tulsa because of chronic disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and things of this nature. Physical exercise can help out with that. And also, our diet has a big role
Yes.
in our health outcomes. So when we're getting together and riding our bikes, and I'm always talking about eating better, eating clean.
Yes, you are. You are so good at that.
Because I went through that health wise. You know, I had some health issues in 2018. I'm a holistic cancer survivor, and a lot of that
Awesome.
had to do with changing my diet.
Yes.
I always did exercise, but I used to do Pepsi. I used to drink the sodas, and I ate a lot of bad stuff. And when I realized that sugar was your enemy, and a lot of our health issues is because of so much sugar that we consume and processed foods, and just getting off the processed foods, reducing the amount of sugar will give your body a chance to heal itself. So eating better, getting exercise,
Yes.
putting yourself in a healthier mental state,
Yes.
all those things work well to help improve our life expectancy.
Excellent point. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you sharing your personal story. So thank you, Osborne. So how can beginners start cycling? Like what would be the first step? What would you tell someone about getting on a bike? Because it can be very intimidating. I remember I would
Absolutely.
see cyclists riding by. I'm like, I don't know that I can do that.
So the first thing is, do you have a bike? And I ask people this all the time. And most people say, yeah, I got a bike, but it's an old bike. And I said, just knock the dust off the tires and let's go for a bike ride. And they're going to say, well, you got a real nice bike. I said, it doesn't matter what bike you ride. I just want you to come out and ride. You know, that's why I have Blue Betsy.
All right.
Blue Betsy is my new bike, my new rider introduction bike. Because everybody has a Blue Betsy. It's a Schwinn hybrid that's probably 15 years old. It's a, powdered blue girl's bike that's too small, and I look crazy on it. But if you have a bike like that and you want to come out and ride, we'll put some air in the tires and we'll go for a ride. If you keep coming out, you might decide that you want to upgrade later. But we want to have an open space for you to come out and ride whatever it is you have, because I'd rather see you ride that and then decide to buy a bike other than go out and buy an expensive bike and then 6 months later you decide you don't like it.
That's true. Yeah. Good
So
point.
just come out with what you have. If your ego if your ego can take it, because some people they got to have the latest and the greatest.
Right.
So they can't be coming out on a beat up old bike. That's how I got my first bike.
Oh.
A guy bought a bike in I think it was 2009. I think it was 2000. He wanted to ride in Hotter Than Hell, and he bought this really expensive bike. He didn't train. He went down to Hotter Than Hell. He rode it. He had a horrible time. He bought that bike home. He hung it up in his garage for like 9 years before he gave it to me.
Wow.
And I rode that bike for 3 years and then decided to buy a new bike. But I learned that from, make sure it's something you want to do before you invest your good money in it, or it's going to be on marketplace, for half price.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we don't want people to do that. We want people to make sure that this is, if I want to invest in this, I want to make a proper investment, and I want to see what kind of bike I want, because there's road bikes, there's gravel bikes,
Goodness.
there's mountain bikes, there's cyclocross bikes, there's hybrids, there's all different types of bikes.
Right.
So, I know people that's got one of all of them.
Wow. Goodness.
And I know people have one bike.
Yeah.
And there's
I'm
no
that person.
there's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's just some people have to have, the mountain bike and the gravel bike, and I got a couple of bikes,
Yeah.
But there's nothing right or wrong. It's what you're comfortable with, and we want to create that space where everybody's comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what's some of the things that a beginner cyclist would need? So we know a bike, first of all, and
You need a bike, you need a helmet.
you need a helmet.
You need a helmet.
Okay, this is
Yes.
not like when I was growing up. You just get on the bike and you ride freely. You need a helmet.
And the
Can I
reason
emphasize that
we
enough?
need a helmet.
Yes, let's talk about it.
So everybody should ride with a helmet. But, we're in Oklahoma. There are no helmet laws. You can ride motorcycles without helmets in Oklahoma.
Right.
But if you fall and hit your head, a traumatic brain injury, a helmet will reduce the possibility of you getting a traumatic brain injury. I got stitches at 46 years old for the first time. I was riding my bike in from Broken Arrow. I was going across a bridge on the Creek Turnpike, and my handlebar got caught in the fence, and it flipped me, and I cut my eye, and I had to go get stitches. I had a slight concussion. I didn't know it. I did have a helmet on. But if I didn't have my helmet on, it would have been a much worse accident. I was riding by myself during the day, and I could have laid out there for quite some time.
Yeah.
I used to ride through this neighborhood with my kids in the 1900s, 1995, somewhere there. And I used to have helmet on, and people used to laugh at us.
Right.
They used to laugh at us. Look at Osborne riding around with a helmet on. Him and his kids,
Right.
But I believe in safety. I didn't have safety equipment growing up. We just rode our bikes, and I
Yes.
got beat up so much. It's amazing I'm still alive with the different stuff I used to do.
Yeah.
We just did what we did, and what we could do. But now I know better, and I try to teach everybody that, it's worth buying a helmet just in case You may go forever and not have an accident. That one accident, can put you in the hospital, can
Yes,
make
for
you
sure.
paralyzed, and other things like that.
Yes,
So
so important.
having a helmet and having a bike, and so that's the first thing is making sure your bike is in good working order.
Okay.
You know, it's getting your bike checked out. If it hasn't been checked out, maybe take to the bike shop and get it checked out, and then just start riding.
Yeah.
Get with some friends, or some people want to ride alone when they first start. But when you ride with somebody else, they can point out things. Maybe your seat's not high enough.
Right.
Maybe you need to do this a little different way. But they can help point out things that you can get better at. And that's why
Yes.
nobody knows how to do everything, but when you ride with different people, they teach you different things along the way.
That's
and kind
right.
of pick up different things from everybody.
That is so true. So true. And there's a variety of bike stores, local bike shops.
Tulsa has a wonderful cycling community.
Yes.
Tulsa has a large cycling community. All the bike shops are great, and you just have to go in and see who you feel comfortable with. Different personalities at different bike shops.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's not the shop, it's the people that work there, how comfortable they make you feel, how welcome they make you feel. You just feel a loyalty to those particular people. I'm not one, I ride all kind of bikes. Some people,
Yes.
this is the bike.
Yeah, yes.
I got all kind of bikes. The bike is just a frame.
Yeah.
It's just a
That's
frame,
good.
it's a name.
Yeah.
But some people will swear about different bikes. I don't care what you ride. Just
Right.
come out and ride. We'll make it work.
Yes, yes, yes. Good point. Good point. I'm also thinking of like some of the things that you need on the bike ride. So we have like what's that? What do you call that in the back of the saddle? We gotta
Oh,
make
the
sure
little saddlebags.
saddlebags.
Yeah, your maintenance stuff.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so your little saddlebag, you want to have your supplies. Most bikes have tubes, so you want to have an extra tube, and you want to have the little tools so you can take the tire off the wheel, and you want to have you need a pump or some CO2, so you can inflate your tire if you have a flat. But you need to learn how to change the flat.
Well, I just let you do that, Osborne.
That's true.
No,
That's true.
I'm so intimidated. I watched several times, but I'm still not very confident about.
Well, and that's the thing, when taking the time to just everybody do a little clinic and
Yes,
and
yes.
actually do it, And the thing is, long as you know how to do it, you may not have to do it, but if you know how, you can tell somebody else how to do it.
That's true. Yes. Good point. Yeah.
So always learn how to do it, even if you have to watch a video. But we can always take time to do a little maintenance class and change some tires and let some people. And some people will stand in the back and not participate, and that's the best time to participate because. There's no emergency.
Yeah.
There's nobody judging you. We're just trying to share some knowledge,
Yes.
So take
Yes.
advantage of that. And like I said, you may never need to use it, but at least you have it if you do need it.
Yes, you want to be prepared. And your water bottles, you want to have
Water
your water
bottles.
and the cage tightened well, because things happen.
So most people, you rode 62 miles.
Yes.
When most people start riding bikes, they're not thinking about riding 62 miles. They think you're
Right.
crazy for riding 62
Yeah.
miles. If they ride 5 miles, they ride 3 miles.
Yeah.
They've done something. So
Sure.
what they need for those 5 miles or 3 miles is different from what you need doing 62.
Good point.
But you want to have that attitude that I have everything I need in case I do have a problem. Because you can have a problem doing 62, or you can have a problem doing 1. You're
Yes.
just down the street from the house, you got a
Yes.
flat,
Yes.
If your bike's been sitting up in the garage for a long time, the tires may be dry rotted. And
Oh.
you pump them up and you ride them,
I didn't know that.
you have a flat. Yeah.
Wow.
So now, if you keep your bike in the garage, it's going to keep a lot longer, and equipment's going to last a lot longer. If you keep it on the back porch, just open to the open air, it's going to rust faster. The tires are going to age faster. So depending on where you keep your bike, but if you first start riding, if you take it in And the guys at the shop can say, hey man, these tires are worn out, you probably need to get some new tires, and they can point you and they can get you the maintenance that you need to get you up and going.
Oh, that's good. That's a lot of good information. I had no idea, Osborne.
Well, so some people, when I was a kid, my bikes always stayed outside. I didn't, we didn't have space in the house. Mom probably wouldn't have let me bought the thing in the house.
Right. Oh my goodness.
But now my bikes, none of them stay outside. They all stay.
Right.
They
Yes.
stay in the house. They got their own room.
Right. Special place. Yes.
Exactly. See, so, but that's a part of taking care of your investment. Bikes are a lot more expensive now. They don't have to be. You can still get a good exercise, a good workout, a good ride on a Walmart, Kmart. You can still get a good ride on those bikes. Now, riding them 60 and 70 miles is a more challenging ride because they are heavier than the bikes from the bike shops. The bikes from the bike shops are lighter. They are lighter. They're faster. But it's like buying a high performance car. You have a Camry and you got a Lamborghini. The Lamborghini is going to go a lot faster. The Camry is going to cost a lot less and a lot less maintenance. But to keep that high end bike working, you got to put more money into it.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Maintenance. The parts are lighter. They're smaller. They wear out faster. I'm a heavy guy. I wear out equipment all the time. Blue Betsy never gets worn out.
How about that?
Blue Betsy is the tank in the bike fleet.
Yes.
She handles everything.
Yes.
But it's made to last because you buy a kid a bike. You want that kid to be able to ride the bike for at least 2 to 3 to 4 years. And those bikes last better. They require less maintenance to keep up than the nicer bikes that you buy. So
Okay.
that's just an observation. It's true. The parts are heavier. It's designed to take more of a beating than the top end stuff.
That's good information because when I think of cycling, I think, oh my gosh, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
How do I get started? How can I get a bike?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you got 4 kids, you can't go in and spend $4,000
no way.
or $8,000 on bikes.
Right.
So you want to get everybody a bike, so you have to
Right.
get something that they can afford. And here's the thing: when I ride Blue Betsy around for a week, it's a heavy bike. When I get on my other bikes, I am feeling spicy.
All right.
It's I'm riding this bike. I've heard all kind of comments, about me riding that crazy looking bike. But that bike makes me stronger.
Yes.
When I get on other bikes, I'm sailing past people. And the only embarrassment when I'm on Blue Betsy is no, I'm not embarrassed. But if you can't drop me,
Right.
you might be a bit embarrassed because here I am, and you're like, "Hey, man, that guy's still with us. His head bouncing up and down."
Yeah. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So that's just. It's all about fun. We're not getting paid to ride. We're not racing. We're not winning.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't we be laughing and having fun and enjoying each other?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if someone is interested in cycling,
Yes.
because it can be, again, very intimidating. You see the cyclist and you're like, I don't know where I should go purchase a bike or what type of bike I should get. And do I need all the things? But I heard you say, doesn't matter. Just go get your bike. But
Get
what if
your
you
bike.
can't afford the bike initially? Are there groups that can help assist or maybe?
So there are some places that sells used bikes.
Okay.
And I can't think of the name of the shop. It's on Yale. It's on 11th and Yale.
Okay.
They repair used bikes. I think it's called maybe Tradewin Cycling. So you can find a bike, but the big thing is what kind of riding do you want to do? So a lot of people say, I just want to ride, and maybe they get a hybrid, and then all their friends are riding road bikes. Then they're like, oh, I need another bike because I want to look like my friends.
Oh, yeah.
So trying to figure out, which group you want to ride with beforehand, or just ride what you have and then decide, okay, well, I want to upgrade to something else. But initially is deciding what kind of riding you want to do, and do you have some friends that what kind of riding are your friends doing? The people that you want to ride with, what kind of bikes are they riding? You know,
Okay.
if it's a road bike or a mountain bike, you don't want to take a road bike to a mountain bike trail.
Right,
That's
right.
not, it's not going to work.
No,
you know?
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so
You'll have a flat quick.
yeah. You might have a flat bent wheel,
All the
all
things,
kinds of
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So you want to see what kind of riding the people that you want to ride with. And if you want to ride with several different people, you might want to get a couple of different type of bikes or a bike that can do both things. you
I
know?
see.
Yeah. So commuting up and downtown is one thing. Riding, trying to, do the Wednesday night ride in Sand Springs is another thing.
Yeah.
Riding the trail is one thing. And or riding some gravel, is another thing.
Yeah.
So you see your friends that you want to hang out with, you see what they have, and you kind of look around in that department. But don't be afraid to come out with what you have.
That's
You know,
it. That's
I
it.
was Wednesday night. A couple of guys, they had their father's bikes out, and their father's bikes was like from 2000, in immaculate condition. Bikes look great, still work, everything worked. It was just really cool seeing those bikes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yes.
So here's the thing: the bike can be a long-term investment. It's just like a car. Some people keep cars for years. Other people, upgrade, change all the time.
yeah.
I'm one. I squeeze all the life.
Same.
I squeeze all the life out of it.
right.
And I have no problem with that because I bought them to ride, and I'm gonna ride them. But also, I have to do maintenance on them to keep them performing.
Yes, excellent point. It's so funny. I took my bike to a bike shop recently to get some maintenance and some repairs, and I made pretty much the same comments. It really is like maintaining your car,
Yep.
right? Your
Yep.
automobile. You're doing the same thing
Yep.
with your bike.
Yep.
Yes, maintenance is very
It
important.
requires maintenance. The more you ride, the more maintenance you have to do.
Yes,
When
yes.
you wear out tires.
Yes, right. For sure.
It's the
For sure.
it's the same thing. And me being a heavy person, I sweat a lot. So the salt on my bike, so I have to wash my bikes, and I have to do more maintenance than other people because salt is corrosive.
Yes.
It wears out chains, it wears out carbon fiber and metal.
Right,
So
right.
there's it's a really nice bike, but I spend more maintenance on that nice bike than I do for like 4 or 5 years on Blue Betsy.
Wow.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
What's some of the misconceptions about cycling?
Misconceptions about cycling.
Yeah.
Well, so I think it's not cycling. I think it's the people who cycle.
Oh,
So, and I think that the people in general, because I can ride up on Blue Betsy and people they look at you, they look at the bike, and they're making judgments.
Judgments. Oh, my
They're
goodness.
making judgments.
I want you to know I don't judge you when you ride. Blue.
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really lose sleep over that judgment.
I bet you- I bet you do.
Can't sleep at all.
Right.
You ride up on a nice bike, and people look at you. If you ride up on a nice bike, they're assessing your bike. If you ride up on Blue Betsy, they're assessing your bike.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, none of us are pros. We're just out having
That's
fun
right.
and riding bikes.
Yes.
Yeah. And if we can get to that point to where we're just out riding, fine. If you're riding Blue Betsy, you're working harder than it is on a person riding a road bike. That's not a problem for me. I don't mind. That's a bigger workout.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm actually riding for fun, but I'm also riding for my workout and my health.
Yes.
So with different groups, I'll bring different equipment.
Yeah. Right.
And it's okay. Some of my friends, they look and they say, "Why did he bring that bike?" But so even traveling, we took Blue Betsy down to Selma on the Selma
right.
ride.
Yeah.
And
sure did.
and I'm riding Blue Betsy. I'm having a time. Everybody else is, some people are showing off their nice new bikes.
Yes.
We're riding.
We're riding. Right.
Whether it be on to me, it doesn't matter what I'm riding, as long as I can get up the hill and keep up with everybody.
Yes.
I'm good. So
For sure.
how do you take it? My friends that work at bike shops, Oh, they used to give me a hard time about Blue Betsy, because I'm out there riding up like, you need this, ride this, ride that, and all that's good. But I want everybody to feel comfortable coming out riding. If you started
Yes.
riding, you'll figure out which part of the sandbox you want to play in.
Yes, for
and,
sure.
and that's the big thing. So we want everybody to feel welcome. I just want you to come out. We'll put some air in your tires. We'll get you riding, and then you say, okay, I need to change some stuff here. And then after you get a little more education on what kind of riding you want to do,
Yes.
then you make an investment.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Good, Osborne. So, how does one get connected to a cycling group? If they start getting interested in cycling, what would you tell them to?
Well, they can always go to mtccok.org and sign up for the Major Taylor Cycling Club. Either, we got the chapter in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Lawton. We'd love to have you guys come out and ride with us. They can always hook up with the Tulsa Divas.
Yes.
And if they're a guy, they can hook up with the Dude Men.
Yes,
Tulsa
yes.
Dude Men.
Right.
Great organization sponsored by Tulsa Tough. They do a lot of mental health stuff. They want
Yes, they
everybody
do.
to feel comfortable. And it's not about how fast we can go. It's about coming out, getting some exercise, and interacting with other people.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. And so, and then is there like an event coming up? A community ride of some
So
sort?
we got a couple events
Oh,
coming up.
let's talk about it.
We got the community ride coming up. The Major Taylor Cycling Club and Family Children's Services
Yes.
are having a community ride from the headquarters of Family Children's Services. Is that 240
240 East Apache.
East Apache on
Yes.
August the 1st,
Yes.
8:30 a.m.
Yes.
We want to invite everybody to come out. Bring your bikes. The only requirement we have is you have to have a helmet.
Yes.
Bring your bikes, come out. We're going to have a little meetup at the center, and then we'll go down the trail and ride about 5 miles. 5 miles total down and back.
That's
you know.
right. You can do it.
And we'll have some services, some opportunity to hang out and commune with our other neighbors
Yes.
and community.
That's it. That's it. And how do they register for the community ride?
So it's I think it's Major Taylor Community Ride, MTCC Tulsa Community Ride at BikeRidge.com.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you sign up and sign that waiver.
And it is free.
It is free,
but you
everyone.
have to sign the waiver and sign up.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
So we're really just trying to encourage the community to get on your bike, ride your bike. There's so many great benefits.
Come
It's just
out
cycling.
and ride your bike. And we want to invite other Northside. We want to invite other organizations, whether it be Northside or whatever side of town, to
Mm-hmm.
come out to Family Children's Services and participate in our community bike ride.
For sure. For sure. Goodness. I'm looking forward to that.
I am too. It's so the event that you had back
The
in April,
Spring
was it?
Fest?
Yeah.
yes.
So that gave me the idea of just interacting with the people in the neighborhood. to
Yes.
get them out. I really enjoyed that, and I hope we can build upon that and
Absolutely.
make this where everybody looks forward to coming out, hanging out, and getting some exercise and talk about how they can improve their physical circumstances and health.
Absolutely. The tie-in of the mental health, physical health, all the benefits of cycling, and promoting the visibility of our location. We're a little bit over a year old now, and so we really want to make that connection with the community. And so thank you. That was just a great idea, and I hope that we have many more to come.
Well, yeah, that's my goal. Is we just make this a staple of the community, because our health issues are not going to go away. So, a lot of people start programs and it doesn't go as fast as they think it should go, so it disappears. But if we stick with the program, the people will continue to come and they'll reap benefits from it. We just have to put it out there and invite them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. What is most rewarding when it comes to helping others
Well,
get on their bike?
So, one of the most, I've had some great rewarding moments, but you guys' Tulsa Tough moment was really super for me because I saw you guys when y'all first rode with us, and you guys used to avoid the hills and whatnot.
Right. That's right.
And to watch you guys go out in the rain and climb all those hills and do Tulsa Tough, I was, like I said, it was super rewarding for me because I could see that growth in you guys, and that was a big day. I was really proud of you guys.
Thank you, Osborne. Thank you. And it's because of programs like Major Taylor, Tulsa Tough Divas. I ride with the Tulsa Bike Club on Tuesdays as well. It's all the different cycling groups and mentors and individuals in the community that is promoting longevity through cycling.
Longevity through cycling.
Yes.
So you mentioned the different organizations, and I want to mention to the people that don't know who Major Taylor was.
Yes, good.
So Major Taylor was one of the first U.S. black-born professional athletes. He was a world champion track cyclist from 1899 to 1902. He wasn't a U.S. champion. He was the world champion.
Wow.
That's only like 34 years after slavery ended.
My goodness.
Okay?
Yes.
He was riding his bike. He was the only black guy riding his bike. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was winning. And he was so popular that the races in Europe was on Sundays, and he promised his mother he wouldn't race on Sundays, so he wouldn't go. So they actually changed the races to Saturdays.
Wow.
So he would participate. He was treated like royalty overseas because he was royalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there are Major Taylor clubs all over the country and some international. When we had the 2021 BWS 100 bike ride for the 100th anniversary of the Race Massacre, we had 17 different cities sent Major Taylor chapters to Tulsa to ride in that event. So that's who Major Taylor was. And also that planning that event, I got to meet the people from Bike Club. They were also instrumental in helping us put that event on.
Awesome.
You know, I met the people from Bike Club. I got to know the people from Tulsa Tough. And, you know, I really got immersed into the cycling community from 2021, and it's just grown from there. And we have a wonderful community of cyclists and people committed to doing projects in North Tulsa with North Tulsa kids. You know, it's so Bike Club does a lot in the community. I volunteer over at Bike Club at Monroe. They could do more. They could do more if they had more volunteers.
I see.
You know, so I think right now they're in like 38 of Tulsa public schools. They could do more if they had more adults to be willing to go over and spend 2 hours after school, you know, in after school programs.
Wow, that's good information. So how does one volunteer? How do they get connected?
They go to bikeclub.com.
Okay, there we go.
And it says volunteer page.
Yes, just that easy.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Osborne, can you tell me a little bit about the Community Light Foundation?
So the Community Light Foundation, the Community Light Foundation sprung out of 2021 also. In 2021, I just retired. I retired Christmas Day 2019. COVID happened in 2020, and my whole life changed. You know, I used to go to work offshore. I go to work for 2 weeks. I was off for 2 weeks. When I retired, you know, I had just finished my my bout with cancer, so I'm sitting around the house and I can't ride my. I didn't think I could ride my bike, you know, during COVID. But two friends actually from Lake Charles was out riding the MS 150. They made their own MS 150, and they was riding together and they live streamed me.
Wow.
They was saying, "Hey, we're out riding our bikes."
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
And then a friend of mine who lived in Broken Arrow, he turned 65, so he went out for his birthday and he rode 2 miles for each birthday.
Wow.
So he rode 130 miles.
Goodness.
And I'm sitting at home mad because I can't go ride my bike. And finally, I said, I can go ride my bike. In fact, I can do my MS 150 instead of riding 75 miles 2 days. I'm going to just ride it all in 1 day.
Oh, very good.
So that's my first epic. I went out and rode 150 miles in 1 day. And I had to change my whole disposition. I was at home mad because I couldn't go race my bike. During COVID, I didn't lose any relatives. I was retired. I didn't lose any money.
Yes.
I didn't have any businesses closed. I was virtually unaffected by COVID, but I was mad because I couldn't go ride my bike, and I realized that my life had got very small. You know, 'cause I used to be a triathlete. So when I was home, you know, I was spending my time in the gym, riding my bike, and in the swimming pool. You know, so I wasn't involved in Tulsa at all. I was riding by homeless people, and not even seeing them. You know, I'm on a $5,000 bike and I'm riding by a homeless guy and think nothing of it, you know. So coming out of that, I wanted to become more involved in my community. I wanted to become more of a light in my community. So I came up with the Community Light Foundation.
Awesome.
And so we continue to do bike rides, and we use that money to help fight food insecurities in North Tulsa. So we would support the Iron Gate, Food on the Move, Fresh RX, and RG Foods. All of those organizations fight food insecurity in different ways.
Yes.
But me moving to Tulsa in '72, our first Thanksgiving we actually got. I lived at 1109 North Main, which is right on the corner of by Emerson. We got our first Thanksgiving meal from the Salvation Army at 507 North Main, which is over there now.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a part of, you know, giving back to the community when I realized that I wasn't a part of the community. So I wanted to be more involved in the community, and that's how the Community Light Foundation came about. We ride bikes. You know, we do the Black Wall Street Ride to Remember Black Wall Street, and we do the Black Towns of Oklahoma Bicycle Tour. Both of those, the Black Towns, they have there are no grocery stores. They're all in food deserts in the Black Towns.
Goodness.
You know, they all have health issues. In North Tulsa, you know, we do have a grocery store now. We have a couple of smaller stores that have opened up.
Yes.
But we're fighting food insecurities in food deserts. And also there are health challenges.
Right.
So by doing our events, we try to encourage healthy living, active lifestyle, and we want to keep the stories of Black Wall Street alive.
Yes.
We want to keep the stories of the Black Towns alive.
Yes.
One thing that we have, both of those are national stories.
Yes.
At one time, there was more Black-owned land in Oklahoma than the whole country combined.
My goodness.
Most people don't know that. Not
Right.
Black people,
Yes.
but Black-owned land.
Wow.
And land was wealth.
Absolutely.
After statehood, that land was being taken away between changing the laws, Jim Crow laws, and then when oil money was found in Oklahoma, you know, all kinds of things started happening where people was losing their properties. So at one time, there was 50 Black towns in Oklahoma. Now there's 13 official Black towns. And to be official, you have to have a post office box and be incorporated. So there's 13 left, but nobody owns the Black story like Oklahoma. There was more massacres than the Black Wall Street massacre. There was like 13 massacres in about a 15-year period of time, but Tulsa was the absolute largest, you know. And both of those are national stories, and we have a national audience that will come and participate in our events to honor those stories.
Yes. Wow. Good information. I knew you were a wealth of knowledge. That's why I call you the legend. I think everyone can see why you are the legend. And Osborne, can you tell us about the bike ride that's coming up in September, the Black Towns ride?
So the Black Towns, there are 5 Black towns within 30 miles of Muskogee. So we call it the Black Towns of Oklahoma Bicycle Tour, and it starts at Depot Green in Muskogee, and we ride out to Tallahassee, Redbird, and Taft on one route, and then we ride south to the Summit in Rennesville for the next route. This year it's going to be 2 days. It's going to be September 19th and 20th. On Saturday the 19th, we'll ride out to Tallahassee, Redbird, and Taft. And if you ride the whole route and back to Muskogee is 60 miles. The towns are so excited to see us. They tell the history of their town. They also, cook pound cake and brownies. And this year, Taft is going to have a fish fry
Oh,
at
awesome.
Taft on Saturday.
That's great.
Then when we go down to Rennesville, so you got Summit and Rennesville on Sunday. Summit last year they made peanut butter cookies, fresh cookies for everybody.
Nice.
And then when you got to the Blues Club down in Rennesville, they had barbecue.
Wow.
Broncos barbecue, and
Yeah.
so a lot of people rode down and sagged back the
Right.
other way. But these towns, this give them an opportunity to tell their story. It also brings financial benefit to the town.
Yes.
So when I put this event together, a young lady from Muskogee said, "What are you going to do for the town?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She said, "What are you going to?" She said, "Tour buses come to these towns all the time, but the only thing the town get is a cup if they sell a cup or a T-shirt."
Oh, goodness.
And I said, "Well, I raised money for organizations in Tulsa." I said, "Well, we'll just split the money with the towns." So the first year we did this, we gave one of the mayors, we gave all the towns $817. And she said that this is the biggest private donation we've ever had.
My goodness.
And that brought tears to my eyes.
Absolutely.
Being able to show them that they have a story, and if we keep doing it, people will come there and support them. And they have a partnership with us to do that. It makes it a wonderful story.
Yes.
Now, one of the biggest things about the story, it was the year you wrote. Some of the writers from the Cherokee Nation came out and wrote the Black Towns. What people don't understand was the Trail of Tears had black people, had slaves on the Trail of Tears. And at the end of the Civil War, the tribes had to release their slaves, and this is how the Black Towns came about. So when we was in Tallahassee, and Lori was talking about the history of the town, and Ashana Baker, who's a freedman from the Cherokee Nation, was talking there at that moment.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was the history of this community.
My goodness.
We are in the middle of the Cherokee Nation.
Yeah.
Tulsa
Yeah.
sits on the Cherokee Nation, the Osage Nation, and the Creek. Okay,
Okay.
so we can't talk about the Black Towns without talking about the tribes.
That's it.
It's all
Yes.
tied together.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't realize that blacks was on the Trail of Tears because I never heard that in history.
Yeah. Right.
And I was at an event, and a guy said, "Y'all should do a Trail of Tears ride." And I said, "This is already one. Cherokee does." He said, "You need to do one for black people." No, what are you talking about? He said, my great-grandfather was on the Trail of Tears.
My goodness.
And I was like,
Wow.
I didn't know that. But
Right,
see, this
right.
is the history
Yeah.
that has so many holes in it because nobody tells the whole story.
Yeah.
And they're just as easily bury it. One other story with the Black Towns, when you're in Rennesville, across the street from the Blues Club is the Honey Springs Battlefield. The Honey Springs Battlefield was called the Gettysburg of the West. In July 1863, the first black regiment out of Kansas held off the Confederates at Honey Springs. They was outnumbered 2-1, and they turned them back, guarding the Texas Road. That is right on the corner, diagonally across the street from the Blues Club.
Goodness.
All this happened in
Wow.
Oklahoma. I never knew there was
All
a
this
Civil War
history.
battle in Oklahoma.
Goodness.
Yeah, it was actually 5 Civil War battles in the territory of Oklahoma that has never been mentioned in history books.
Wow. Wow. Osborne, I'll tell you, what do you not know?
That's
No,
a
we've
lot.
run out of time. Yes,
That's
yes.
a lot.
Good. Yes. But we're looking forward to that ride in September. And what's the
September.
dates again?
September the 19th and 20th. On the 19th, we'll be riding north to Tallahassee, Redbird, and Taft. I think Redbird's going to have peach cobbler. We had peach cobbler last year. Taft is going to have fresh homemade brownies and pound cake
All right.
and a fish fry. Summit is when we get down to Rennesville, they're gonna have barbecue.
Yeah, we're gonna have to write all that
have
off.
peanut butter cookies. So
Write it all off.
it's
Yeah,
all about
yeah.
going to the town
Yes.
and touring the town. We just happen
Yes.
to get there by bike. You know,
Yes.
we're not racing.
We're not racing.
We're
We are just having
we're just
it.
going to visit these communities,
That's
and we
right.
get there by bike. And you know that your enrollment directly helps those communities.
Yes.
That's what
Love
we,
that.
That's what we do.
Love that. Well, Osborne, it's been a pleasure. I thank you for all the great information. I know we are wrapping up. What is one last thing that you would say to individuals that's interested? What's the call to action?
Go ride your bike.
Go ride your bike. That's
Go
it.
ride your bike and
Yes.
look us up. You can find me, Osborne Celestine at Facebook.com.
Yes.
And hit me up. I'll be more than happy to ride with you, assist you in any way, with whatever you need, cycling, or if you have any
Thank
questions
you.
about health or food or whatever, you know. I'm
You got the
open
information. You are it.
to help you.
The legend, Osborne.
And you're a legend yourself. You know, you have come a long way, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You've been listening to Family and Children's Services on KBOB 89.9 FM. We're here to bring you news and information about your mental and physical health to make a positive impact on your daily lives. The professionals you hear on this show have spoken freely and openly about various mental and physical health care experiences. Any medical or psychological advice should be taken as just advice. If you're currently experiencing any physical health issues, please consult your primary care physician immediately. For serious mental health issues, call the COPES Crisis Hotline at 918-744-4800. The views, thoughts, and opinions of the participants in this program are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of 89.9 FM or Eaton Media Services. Thank you for joining us today, and be sure to join us again next Friday at noon.